How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, Lieutenant Dan here, live from Orlando, Florida, here to celebrate the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta Braves victories these past 2 days. Woo! Let's go, baby! Let's go, Chop! Let's go, Chop, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go chop on, boys. Let's go chop on. They ain't stopping us. First, the Falcons win on Sunday, beating the Texans. And then the Braves turn around and say, not today. Not today. Call the ambulance, but not for me, for you. Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like it. I like it. Yes, sir. And let me tell you what. Boy. How about them Braves? How about that? How about them Braves? How about them Braves, huh? Huh? What do you think, huh? So let's talk. Let's talk, man. Let's talk. It's been a minute, and the film dropped, so I started trying to work on some videos for you guys. And I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. Completely honest with y'all. I saw this game coming from a mile away. And you guys aren't going to want to hear what I have to say about Ritter, but I'm going to be straight up with y'all. That man looks like Matt Ryan. And I know the immediate answer to that, he compared it to the best quarterback the Falcons have had. Yeah, I did compare Desmond Ritter to the best quarterback the Falcons have had since what? Chandler? Since what? Vic? Since what? Like, there have been a lot of fantastic, wonderful quarterbacks that have come through and played for the Atlanta Falcons. And Desmond Ritter looks like the guy that the Marcus Mariota style of offense that they were trying to put together and the Matt Ryan style of offense that they had for 1 year when they were trying to put that together with Pitts. This is the marriage of those two things. Maybe Desmond Ritter isn't going to run 10, 15 times a game. But they've decided, look, Ritter, you have the green light if you want to take off and you want to get going. And teams are going to force us to throw into man-to-man and tight situations. So you go out there and go do what you're good at, which is just slinging the ball in the right place. And through the first 4 games or so, I think all of us had concerns about Desmond Ritter going into this game. I think we all legitimately thought that the Falcons defense, without question, has been a massive improvement over what they were originally, right? I mean, you guys believe it, I believe it. But if there was any time that the Atlanta Falcons could wake up and prove that defensively they could make the stops that were required of them, and then offensively do enough to be able to win games, which, by the way, the fumble by Bijan, the fumble by Jonnu, both of those were drives where the Falcons were starting to move down the field effectively. And I think you're going to see the Atlanta Falcons score 25 to 35 points a game, somewhere in that margin, if they don't fumble the ball, if they just take care of the situation. And this is another thing. Desmond Ritter, no turnovers. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat and a big chop on. A big rise up, a big stay grounded to everybody in the chat. Dexter Vlash, Rose Stackson, the Matthew, Christopher Sanders, Dave is in the building. Good to see you guys rise up, stay grounded. Make sure you guys share this out. Like, subscribe, comment in the live chat. We'd love to hear from you guys. Victory Tuesday. I wasn't able to do a stream on Monday. Just wasn't able to get that done because I was more invested in the NFL stuff that the Falcons were dealing with and starting to see some of the plays that were actually coming to fruition. So prepare for a video today because I'm going to try to finish that before I go to work. But, guys, as an Atlanta sports fan, you got a double on Sunday and then you got a double on Tuesday or Monday. I mean, you got to be. How high of a spirit do you have right now? How confident are you going into next week? How excited are you to see the Braves go to Philly and try to contend with these guys who are the toughest team the Braves have had to play all year? Really, seriously, our own inner division has been super difficult. So I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic. I think that the Falcons and the Braves are both on fantastic roads here. They've both had an opportunity to right the ship, and they have. And now you're going to see the Braves bats are going to try to figure things out while the Braves pitching keeps them afloat. And defensively, they just try to keep things going. And I think in Atlanta's case for the Falcons, you saw what Desmond Ridder is capable of. And you've seen Desmond Ridder's performances over the weeks. You've seen his 4 performances from last year. These are things that are slowly but surely developing and getting to a point where you're seeing the best of Desmond Ridder, not his peak, not his ultimate limitations, but this is just the start of playing better football for Desmond Ridder. Dan, if you could take one positive out of Ridder's performance against the Texans to carry over into next week, which one would you choose? The number one thing that I think Desmond Ridder carrying over from this game into next game, just something that I thought was an incredible positive, was just as the game went on, he tried not to force things into, areas of trouble. Try not to force things into places where they could be intercepted or taken away. And you didn't see that later in the game. And that, I think, is an incredible positive that you carry from that game into this next game and go, listen, we had 2 turnovers. It wasn't Desmond's fault. And we had multiple opportunities where there were some misses and, penalties actually destroyed us. The Dahlman situation, Jake Matthews situation, and when Norton came in for McGarry, it seemed like the offensive line was able to work and to grow. Not that McGarry wasn't, playing well, but the Falcons ended up playing even better when Norton got in at right tackle. So a couple of things that I think I'm carrying over from this game into the next game is I don't know how injured McGarry is, and I don't know if he's going to be gone for a while. But the Atlanta Falcons now need to set up and say, this is the archetype, the template for what we want to do from the passing game perspective, and then batter you with the run throughout the whole game until you're weak. So I think that was just my initial thought process there. Look, I agree with Atlanta fans. And if you agree with me, go into the chat right now and comment on what I'm about to say here. But the Atlanta Falcons need a premier pass rusher. I've finally fallen into this trap now. I've finally fallen into this discussion. Is that the Atlanta Falcons need an impact rusher? They really do need an impact rusher. This is beyond time to go get an impact rusher for this team. I get it. Malone is not ready. Adebiki is just getting opportunities now. Campbell's looking for his 100th sack. I will celebrate it when it happens. Dupree has been a little up and down throughout the entire year. Lorenzo Carter has been missing at one point and then coming up clutch in the run game at another point. And I think you can get pressure with Onyemata and you can get pressure with Grady, but expecting this team to constantly have to pin its ears back and wait until it gets into that 20-yard range and continue to come away with, all right, we held them to a field goal. All right, we held them to a field goal. All right, we held them to a field goal, and get peppered with field goals through the whole game is a win slightly and a loss more majorly. So you're allowing teams to score on you, even though it's only 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. But offensively, you're having these long drives that are ending in a punt or ending in a field goal attempt instead of in a touchdown. And I like the Bijan Robinson touchdown. I like the Ritter touchdown. Those are good touchdowns. Those are good, solid touchdowns. The old Matt Ryan little flick pass up the middle. I think that you saw a lot of that through this week from every team. They all ran that play. So a lot of the offensive coordinators are on the same mindset. However, that's not something that you can carry through the entire year because that's the kind of play, especially with the trick plays too. Those are the types of plays that are once in a 16-game span, and you're probably not going to run those plays again until later in the year when a team's not expecting that. So now I don't expect them to flick the ball to Bijan Robinson in that way over the next couple of games. It was shocking, and it was nice to get that touchdown. It was a good call because that defense wasn't expecting that type of pass. But, you did a read option with Ritter, and he was able to score. You did a flick pass with Bijan, and he was able to score. But most of the trips down the field into their territory resulted in penalties that took points off the board, which I know we could have scored. The Dahlman penalty and the Jake Matthews penalty, both of those took us out of range. And then also, in that same vein, we had a miss to London, which I think was well covered. I'm definitely going to show that in the video that I'm going to make. But a look that was well covered. And multiple times where we drew up some very I don't have a very good word for it outside of cute. It was cute play calling that I think they're still trying to go, well, if we run a couple of these types of plays in the game, it keeps the defense honest because they don't know if we're going to go back to our original base of running the ball and then trying to pepper them with passes after the fact. Houston came out with the idea that they're going to force Desmond Ritter to throw. They really came out with the idea that Desmond Ritter doesn't throw well, so we're going to get on his jockstrap and we're going to try to beat the absolute heck out of Desmond Ritter. And it really, really bit them in the ass because Desmond Ritter is not a bad quarterback. And I think a lot of people fell into the narrative, and especially, I just want to put this out here by the by, because every time I think about this, and I'm not going to quote exact chapter, but the Lord has given us hope and faith, and not a spirit of fear, but a spirit of a sound mind and body. And if we have faith and we have hope in what Desmond Ritter's best heights can be, and JT said it at the QB room, multiple guys on YouTube have said it in the QB room, we really sucked in the negative, which was a lot of play calling and a lot of personally bad rookie decisions from a rookie quarterback. That's the truth. But also Desmond Ritter just trying to find his own and get into his own rhythm. If we looked at the positives, the freak plays, the plays that's a head scratcher. I wonder why he zipped that in with such great accuracy and potency. He was very, very good in that pass, but I don't see that over an entire game to kind of solidify that, yeah, you know what, Desmond Ritter does have great accuracy and ability to throw the ball if set up properly. You saw them have him roll out. You saw them have him play action out of a lot of things where he didn't have to put himself in a weird position from a body standpoint, and he delivered on passes that were schemed to be open, and Desmond delivered to those passes. So the scheme got less cute, minus probably a handful of plays, about 10 plays. And the passes were cleaned up because he was told to check down, and he did. A lot of check downs to Jonnu Smith, a lot of check downs to Kyle Pitts, of all people. And by the way, Michael Thomas 2.0 finally reared his head and was able to have a day where he led the team in catches and he led the team in yards. And Kyle Pitts is Michael Thomas 2.0, and we need to start utilizing him in that way. Because, yes, while Michael Thomas maybe can have you on 1 or 2 plays in an entire game where he kind of gets himself open on a deep post route over the middle of the field, and you go, Michael Thomas can extend the field and can move bodies. I think that's the same with Kyle Pitts. They're more of a slant left, slant right, over the middle of the field, chain moving, with the ability of yak. And that's what Kyle Pitts is. And maybe we need to conform to the idea that we paid a 4th overall pick for Michael Thomas 2.0. And that's not a bad thing, because that's a chain mover that's reliable. I think a lot of people would say the same thing about Tony Gonzalez, even though bringing that name into the same discussion with Michael Thomas is probably sludgy and dirty and grimy and probably not the right thing to say. But what was Tony Gonzalez really good at? Not stretching the field. Tony Gonzalez was good at yak and chain moving, and that's all that he was asked to do. Do I want to pay a 4th-round pick for a chain mover? Probably not. But if it's a chain mover that continuously chain moves or is able to catch a pass and gain those 5, 6, 7, 8 yards, then I'm totally fine with that. I just don't know if I want to pay more money for that. And so you have to ask yourself a very, very interesting question. Do you want to be that team that keeps a Kyle Pitts, that Jonnu Smith's able to do that job, Michael Pruitt's able to do that job, the rail route by Keith Smith was an absolutely fantastic play design, but it leans into Ritter's strengths. And Darius Mayfield with the $2 donation in the Super Chat, man, I know it hasn't landed for whatever reason, but Coach Smith finally leaned into Ritter's strengths. You lean into the strengths of the players that you have because you see the traits that you're looking for, and you begin to do really good things. Let's go to Ryan Watkins, and look how spoiled we are already. Last year, we didn't have a defense at all, and now we need a pass rusher. I agree, but this is hilarious and comes with being a Falcons fan. We've been saying it for... let's call it 10 years. We've been saying for 10 years that we need a premier pass rusher. And every single year has been a... okay, Takk McKinley didn't work. Okay, Vic Beasley didn't work. Okay, we just don't have that guy specifically that has come in and been able to give us a true push on that line that people are scared of. And I'm at a point right now where I would wonder what, even though, the Raiders are trending in a different way, but I wonder how much Max Crosby actually costs. Because Max Crosby is that kind of guy. I know a lot of people are saying Darnell Hunter, and that is, that's probably the more exciting defensive end that people want to pick up. But I'm 100% with a lot of people here to say that, there's got to be some type of pass rusher added to this group. But looking at the full weight of how this team is built, I'm going to say something that everybody in here would consider a wet dream, but I think is actually more reality than anything. I don't want to get away too much from the Houston game. I want to talk more about that and Ritter and how they utilize the offense and how this defense has just stepped up over these last couple of weeks. And even with Bullet Club for life, there's the Darius Mayfield donation. It only took 5 minutes. Goodness grief. Dave with the $5 dono in the super chat. What's going on, my man? Thank you so much for that $5 in the super chat. I appreciate you, brother. No message? You didn't have anything that you wanted to say, bruv? Anyway, Terrence Holmes, good to see you, my man. Raymond Elder, sup, Dan? What's going on, brother? Rise up, stay grounded. I hope you're doing well. If you haven't said hi in the super chat, you better, man, there better be some tomahawks in this chat. There better be some rise up in this chat because the Braves and the Falcons both won. And if you ain't celebrating that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it. For life. Boy, Dave, thank you so much for the $5 dono in the super chat. Bubba Gump, what's going on, my man? Rise up, stay grounded. I hope you're doing well in the super chat there. Or in the chat. Super chat. You haven't done any super chat. Now I'm just on some roll here. Now I'm just on some crazy thing. But the Atlanta Falcons right now, I see a wet dream for Falcons fans. And I want to tell you a little bit about this crazy thought process that I have. I think the Falcons are going to end up using most of their money on defensive pieces and selective veterans and keep things normalized and similar, regardless of the rest of the year's play and how things are going, because I see a trend up. I see a trend up to Ritter's play, to the offensive scheme, to the offensive line play. I see a trend up. But I think the Falcons, based on our situation right now and based on who is potentially going to be leaving, Bud Dupree, Calais Campbell, Lorenzo Carter, you're about to lose a lot of these guys that are just kind of making some plays here or there. I think the Falcons are going to end up using their money in free agency on defensive ends, linebackers, corners, maybe some veteran wide receiver help or whatever it may end up being there in that realm. And then I think the Falcons are going to go into the draft and go get some dogs for the offensive line. Yeah. The wife is trying to sign language me on the sideline, and she has reminded me of things that I was like, yeah, I really need to do that. I really need to get those things particularly done. And she's, yeah, okay, understood. I'm this. That wasn't a thing. That wasn't a bit. That was just I'm being terrible at my job at home. Huh. So I think the Atlanta Falcons could go get UGA offensive linemen in this draft class.
Just let them know they've come first before chores did.
You guys came first before chores. You are privileged. You are so I chose you guys over chores today. I chose you guys over doing cat boxes and laundry. I chose you guys to put out a new tape in the next couple of hours and to do this live show and to go, woo, the Braves and the Falcons won. So you guys should feel just honored that I'm here. Okay. Thank you guys. I'm too humble for this nonsense. Thank you guys for being in here. Thank you guys for being in this chat. And I put priorities. I put some weird priorities out. And the wife has reminded me of my shitty choices. Oh man. Oh boy. It's all in jest and joke. Thank you guys for being here. Rise up and stay grounded to every single one of you guys in the chat and gals in the chat. You guys really make this all possible. So thank you so much. Chop on. Let's go. How about that double play? How about Bryce Harper is an idiot? Can I have Bryce is an idiot in the chat? Can we have Bryce stinks in the chat? Bryce poop emoji. I need to see some Braves are winners. Everybody else is losers. I am of the thought process that the Atlanta Falcons will go into the draft and they will go get the Georgia center and Georgia right tackle. I really do believe it. I really do believe it. I'm having this really weird feeling that the Falcons are going to go, you know what, we paid this money for McGarry. It's really not working out. I mean, he's good, but only in the confines of the system that we're running. Let's just run him another year. We'll keep Norton. Let's go draft a right tackle. Let's see what this the South Carolina offensive lineman that we picked up, how well he's developed. And let's go get ourselves a good center in the second round. I know we gotta use it in different ways, but we're gonna use all our money on defensive end and linebacker and corner, and we're gonna pay AJ and Okudah. I think Okudah's gonna end up getting paid here. He's good. Okudah is really good. Okudah is really good. Okudah is really good. I repeat one more time, final time. Okudah and AJ Terrell with Jesse Bates is fantastic. Who is that? Oh, Mo needs a good brushing then. Okay, good. Oh. Brian Nix, what's going on, my man? Rise up, stay ground. I hope you're doing well. Look. I don't know what you guys feel about Desmond Ridder. But what I watched yesterday, or well, Sunday technically, but what I watched on Sunday during the live stream and then watched some of the All-22 tape right now, I can really only fault him on like 4 bad passes. And only one of them technically was turnover worthy. Maybe 0 of them were turnover worthy. But I look at Desmond Ridder, and regardless of how you feel, if you want to tune out, that's fine. But I'm going to give Ridder props this week. The turnovers weren't his fault. The drive stalls were not his fault. The offensive line really did rear its ugly head, and they could not block for Algier. Is that an Algier offensive line problem or a play design? I'm not 100% sure. I need to go look at it some more. Bijan fumble was very uncharacteristic, but completely stopped a drive where we were moving. Jonnu Smith got to hang on to that ball, man. That was a first down. Ridder put a beautiful pass on him, and he ends up drop fumble, stripped out of his arms. Got hit twice though, so I mean I can't really fault him, but you really gotta put some protection over that and then drop over that first down line. I get getting yak, but I don't get us as Falcons fans, everyone that's tuned in, everybody that's listening right now, having to feel that pain of, I really understand you were going for extra yards, but you really need to go down and protect that ball. Now, I know Bijan and Jonnu are probably going to be running some wind sprints, and they're probably going to be going through some ball handling drills. And it's not going to be a very fun week for them. I get it. I understand. But this defense that we just took on, they're young and feisty, and they're figuring it out. The Falcons did a great job of protecting Desmond Ridder. No sacks. Can I also say that? Can everybody in here just recognize 0 sacks, man? Like, we didn't have any sacks. We didn't have any sacks on us. Can you ask for more? Can you really ask for more? I mean, we could ask for more points, but I mean, if you're not putting really anything on Ridder, just because he had a good game. He scored a touchdown, 2 touchdowns technically, and he threw for over 300 yards. This is the best game he's played in his career as a Falcon. And I get he's really good at home and he's had some real struggles away. But looking at the games as a whole, looking at the Jacksonville game, looking at that Lions game, looking at where Jacksonville and Detroit are currently, I say that we have some leeway. Maybe we're a mid-level team right now and we're trying to figure out our rookie quarterback situation here. Maybe we're trying to figure out a system that works really well for Desmond Ridder. Maybe we're trying to condense this playbook and try to figure out things while the defense is just doing really well and just needs an impact rusher. Honestly, they really need an impact rusher. Desmond looked clean. I don't know what the I think what's going to end up happening is most of the media is going to come out after with a week 5 discussion, and they're going to go, can he do it again next week? Can he be clean again next week? Because they are the type of the media now is the type of group that all they want to do is see it every week before they give any credence or any actual acknowledgement to any player. And that bugs me. That bugs me on two points. The first point being, it bugs me because they have no faith, hope, or excitement in just positivity. Because negativity sells, right? Negativity sells. I could have 10,000 followers right now if I was just dogging on Ridder every chance that I could possibly get. Cool. But I'd rather be at my almost 5,000 people subscribed to this channel going, you know what? We're going to look at this objectively. Ridder didn't look good 2 weeks, but that was also partly system and partly offensive line. The offensive line reared its ugly head this week too, and the Falcons were able to overcome it because of offensive and defensive production. That's the truth. Arthur Smith said something really, really interesting. He said that he is really enjoying the development of Clark Phillips III, our drafted rookie corner. Some are saying that he was drafted to be an outside guy. Some are saying that he was drafted to be an inside guy. I don't really care because Alford is out there just balling out. Can I get some love for Alford in the chat, man? Because this guy is balling out. This guy is playing good football. Tackles being made, tackles for loss, batted passes. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yesterday, and I see in the chat right now, speculation right now is that Clark Phillips is going to end up taking that nickel spot or taking that outside spot. But the way that Okudah is playing right now, I'd almost want to try to lock him and AJ next week. Next week, not next year. Next week. Oh. Also, probably going all the way to London for a game, see Buffalo Bills. Yeah, true. But the Jags also traveled there as well. So that's here nor there. I don't think that's actually a real talking point. I think travel is travel. Some teams handle it well and some teams don't. And not all teams are going to be able to do it. And if you are a young team like Atlanta, and a defense that plays the way that it plays, especially since all season, you have yet to be actually blown out. I mean, maybe because you didn't score enough points, it looks like a blowout. But, I mean, what's the maximum that we've been scored on this year? Like 20-something? This defense is amazing. If it had an impact defensive end, a guy that everybody was afraid of potentially getting into the backfield and taking their quarterback down, then this defense would be one of the scariest in the league. It's actually ranked number 7. And people don't know that. It's actually ranked number 7. In fact, actually, let's see, since the change, let's see what the current stats are by each team. Let's just take a look here. Atlanta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're the 9th best defense in completion percentage. They're the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th defense in yards and attempts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th best defense in yards. We haven't even had 1,000 yards put on us yet. We're near the middle of the pack in TDs scored on us. We're near the bottom in interceptions, but actually, no, we're in the middle in interceptions. That's funny. Let's see here. Is that just passing? Yeah. Rushing defense. Let's see. Yards per carry, we're like 11th. TDs. We've only allowed 1 rushing TD. We're the number 2 defense in rushing TD. We're the number like 10 or 9 defense in rushing first downs. And the number 3 defense in rushing first down percentage. Okay. All right. That's interesting. Let me see here. I mean, I'm going through these stats right now, and I'm like, I see the Falcons at the top of each one of these numbers. This is it's kind of weird. It's kind of ridiculous. So if you're a Falcons fan right now, you're looking at a defense that's holding teams to roughly about 20 points per game, and the Falcons are able to put up just around about 20, 25 points a game if they play well. And they're really, I don't even think they've really even gotten to Super Saiyan 1. I think we're still at Kaioken. For all you DBZ fans out there, I think we're still Kaioken. I don't think we even unlocked potential yet. I don't think we've even had a Frieza moment and gone Super Saiyan. I don't look, man. I don't even think we've had our moment where Vegeta dies, Krillin dies, and we go Super Saiyan to go Frieza and like blow the planet up, bro. Like we haven't even had that moment. I don't think the Falcons have even had a moment yet at this point where they have had a competitor as neutrally beneficial as say like a Vegeta in their first fight. At least we're stronger. At least we're stronger than Raditz. Go Snappa. If the Atlanta Falcons were a DBZ character, they will have just figured out how to go Kaioken. It drains a lot of energy from them, but them boys know how to go Kaioken, and they know how to whoop that butt. They know how to get into it. They know how to win. They know how to win the martial arts tournament. They know how to do it. They know how to get people out. We're not at Vegeta Frieza level yet. Don't even talk about Cell games, bro. We haven't even gotten to that point yet. We're just currently just unlocking the first couple bits. And I look at this team and I go, look, bro, some people on this team still holding their power levels. Still hiding their power levels. Oh, shit. Still hiding power levels. He's over 9,000. I don't think we even had a moment yet where people on the media side and people on the stream side and whatnot are crushing the Scouter and going, his power level goes higher than the Scouter. I think we're at one of those like Piccolo levels right now. I think we're at one of those piccolo levels right now where we're like, hey, boy, listen, I could regrow my arms. I could rip my arm off and regrow it and get back into the fight. But Desmond Ridder has looked good. Keith Smith has looked good. Using him in the passing game is a huge plus. And using Kyle Pitts like a Michael Thomas in this Falcons defense. I almost called it Falcons offense, excuse me. But I almost called the Saints offense for just a second there, and then I had to say Falcons defense just to wash my mouth out. But this Falcons offense is using Kyle Pitts like a Michael Thomas-esque slant boy passing game perspective, and it's gaining first downs, and it's becoming a good target for Desmond Ridder to look for. But because of the coverage that Kyle Pitts is having on him, Jonnu Smith and Michael Pruitt are also benefiting from that and getting the dunk down passes and creating first downs. And that is leading to Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson being able to go off for those 10, 15-yard runs. Again, I don't know if it's the line not doing him service, but a Tyler Algier right now is not running well. It's weird. I maybe you guys can explain it. I can't. But Tyler Algier is not having a good year. I didn't mean to rhyme that. That just seemed to happen. But Tyler's just not having a good time with this offensive line. Is that just that Tyler runs specific play types a little bit better, and Bijan is a more overall better balanced back than Tyler is? Maybe that's the truth. Maybe that's not so much fiction. Maybe that's the truth. But I would also say, based off of what they've been able to produce, that Algier and Bijan is a fantastic marriage of two running backs. Now, I saw in the chat just a second ago, somebody going, did CP even play? There was a high pass to CP that I wasn't super concerned about. I was like, oh, Ridder threw a high pass. He does that quite a few times a game, and we have big guys because of that. But, like, I wasn't super concerned about it because it wasn't over his head. And CP was able to turn it upfield and gain a few yards. We really need to get CP involved in the run game because it really changes the perspective of the defense and makes them go, oh, okay, hold on one second. So it's not just Tyler. It's not just Bijan. Algier can be a pass catcher and a runner as well, but I don't think he's 100%. I don't think he's healthy. I don't think he's 100% healthy. I didn't think that Pitts was 100% healthy, but I think the system also really made it tough. Let's go into questions. We're going to go 15 minutes. 15 minutes here. If you have become a member in the membership program with Unintentional Grounding, you will get first dibs to questions. If you have donated today, I will answer questions from you as well. Otherwise, I will go just in order, and I'll get to as many questions as I possibly can. But if you have any questions about the game or discussion topics that you want to kind of get onto the show here with the last 15 minutes, please, now's your time. Live chat. I'm going to take a drink of water. Ridder is young Gohan when he's super powerful, but hasn't shown it yet. Mrs. Lieutenant Dan, I love you. I don't think the Texans defense was off balance until Ridder opened the middle of the field. I think that was schemed open, Darius. I think that was schemed open. That was a scheme open pass. Those passes began to open up with Jonnu and with Pitts, and they began to expose the middle of the field, and I think Ridder started to see that. But that happened much, 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 much later in the game. Much, much later. Oof. I see everybody has stalled for questions. They're like, no, I came in to see if Dan was gonna rant. I didn't come in here to ask questions. Again, there's really nothing negative I can say about Ritter's game, and there's really not a lot of negative outside of the 2 trick plays. And I didn't like either one of them. I didn't like the end around from Scotty Miller. I'm sorry. He still gained like 3 yards. I don't like it. I hate it. I don't want to see that play utilized too often in this offense. Not that it doesn't work, but it's such a risky, stupid play. And our wide receivers and tight ends don't seem to be blocking well on those plays. Jay Black 42, what's going on? Or Jay Black 142, what's going on, my man? Rise up, stay grounded. I hope you're doing well. If you haven't said hi in the chat already, please do, or else the tomahawk will come for you. The tomahawk will come for you. Don't mind the tape sounds, by the way. I have someone working on the other side of me. If we could do a double live show, and Mrs. Lieutenant Dan was on the other side of this, I would do it. Chat is the most quiet I have ever seen it. Chat is so quiet right now. It's such a quiet little chat. They're like, primp and proper, we won, and then the Braves won as well. So, we don't have much to say. It's just a really good Tuesday. I really hope we do make a call to the Patriots for Judon. It would be interesting. Would you call him? Yeah. The Patriot, the your Boston accent. Tell them we need Judon. We need Judon for free. I want Judon for a 7th round pick. Some Dunkin' Donuts by the bay. Down at the harbor. I have a Smart Pack. Smart Pack. Sheesh. Ghost Peppers and Big John. What's going on, guys? Rise up, stay grounded. Jason B. What's going on, dude? Rise up, stay grounded. Hope you're doing well. Lieutenant Dan, you loved those trick plays. You need those plays. You want AS to walk on the edge. No! No more edging. I'm done. No more. No more. I can't have any more heart attacks. The coup kick and then the stream cutting out and the MARTA bus went across and then the kick went through the uprights was too much for me, and I can't have it anymore. My heart, my little Dan heart can't take it. I was there for that Seattle Seahawks game in the playoffs. I can't take it anymore. The defense is the truth without the sacks. Let's see if those bandwagon Patriots fans stick around. Yeah, true. Nope.
I'm a Falcons fan, though.
No. Mrs. Lieutenant Dan has pledged her allegiance to the Falcons. She is no longer a Patriots fan, and she has put all her jerseys and Patriots stuff in a box. It's gone. It went bye-bye. Can everybody in the chat please give a round of applause to Mrs. Lieutenant Dan, who's now officially become a bandwagon Falcons fan. She is now joined. We've given her admission and a ticket. She signed her waiver to change teams, and she is now officially an Atlanta Falcons fan. Let's just all give a round of applause to my wife, who has decided she's going to go and have some heartbreak in her life. Fantastic. No more Patriots dynasty. She's jumped off that wagon, and she's decided she's with us. Oh, now we're going to win because now the Patriots fan has joined us. So all of those good blessings and good tidings. So last night I said I wasn't going to watch the Braves game because I was like, the Braves let me down on what was that Saturday. So I can't watch this game. And Mrs. Lieutenant Dan comes up to me and says, "You're a traitor. You're a traitor. You're acting like a Falcons fan. Stop acting like a Falcons fan. She took the tomahawk off and she bonked me in the head. Boop, 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 boop. She was like, you better watch the Braves. So I'm in here. This is how the story goes. This is 100% the truth. So I come in here and I start working on Falcons film for the Discord. So if you haven't joined the Discord, please do, because I drop Falcons film in there for free for you guys. And I go in there and I start working on some stuff. And then I hear, and I can never mistake anyone for my wife when I hear this yell, but I hear, yeah! Yeah! And I'm like, what's going on? And I look at my phone, and the Braves have just hit a home run into the stands. Or no, Acuna has just scored off of an error with the Ozzy Albies hit. And Acuna's come in and scored from second base because he waited at third and then ran in. And here I have my wife running in here with her stream on her phone. And she's got the tomahawk, and oh. And the people living with us are now also saying, oh.
They're like, this isn't a ritual, right?
They're like, it's not a ritual, right? No. It's just taking the tomahawk. Oh. So here's my wife. She's, and I'm just like, But we're still down, right? I am trying to do work for y'all. I'm trying to put videos out for y'all. I'm trying to put shorts out for y'all. The tape is going live, right? The All 22 is coming live. I'm about to get my grubby little raccoon hands on it. And here's my wife going, the Braves! See, I was watching the Braves and now they're winning. That's why you gotta watch them. Damn it. So here I go. I turn off the film. I smoke a little bowl. I start watching the Braves. The Darno homer. Clack. Into the stands. All of us freaking out. Then Austin Riley says, get the heck out of here, boy. Then I'm like, Then the wife and I are this close to the screen, like this close, watching.
I think we saw the rosin come off the ball.
The rosin comes off the ball because we're watching that close to see this Braves game. And Bryce Harper's like, oh, should I stay at first? Oh, should I go to second? Oh, should I stay at first? And the ball drops into Harris's hands and they gun him down. And I'm just like, here we are. Would you like to hold the tomahawk? There's power in it. Please, come. I'm let here. Keep your hand on the stream. Oh, see how powerful it is. Yeah. All right. Some of my friends here. The first time holding the tomahawk of power, he comes over. Whoa, looking at me. Oh, yeah. There you go. It's good traditions. It's good traditions like this. This is good. This is good. Make sure you hit him with this in. Don't hit him with this in. No. That's not Braves. This is Braves. Hit him with this. Hit him with the pick part. Hit him right in the skull. Just clack. So my wife's running around like an Indian. Woo! I'm running around like a doofus redneck Indian. Woo!
I did just finish Assassin's Creed 3.
Lieutenant Dan, tell the missus to say Shazam, and she will no longer just be a bandwagoner. Will Smith is haram.
Oh, not Shazam the movie?
No. Shaq.
Isn't Shaq and Will Smith? Or maybe Will Smith wasn't it?
No. You're going on something. You're going on something. Yeah, you. That's what I do, Dan. Husband of mine, that's what I do. I go on tangents that make no sense. I pull you into a rabbit loophole, and then you figure out 10 movies in one guess. Anywho, congratulations to the Atlanta Falcons. Congratulations to the Atlanta Braves for making a comeback, tying the series up 1-1. And we have some film to break down, and we have some work to do. So over these next couple of hours, I'm going to work on some stuff, try to get a video out for you guys. Mrs. Lieutenant Dan's probably going to have to give me a thumbnail, which after she's done with her work and after I'm done with some of my chores, then we can get into actually doing some of this stuff here. But listen, y'all. Listen, I don't have a lot of negative to say. If you came here to hear negative conclusions and things about, you know, some of the things that we missed or some of the things that we didn't do well, you came to the wrong stream. You just really did. I want the Grounders to be excited and have hope and faith. Something that I feel is very important. Hey, could you pull up that what's the verse about a sound mind? What's the verse about a sound mind? You're good at quoting these things. What's the what's the book and verse? I just know the verses. I don't really do those things. Okay, I don't remember any of these things. It's okay. I don't remember them either. But I want to. 2 Timothy. Everybody, stay around 1 second, because I gotta find Timothy. Where is it at? The back of the book? The front of the book? The back of the book? New Testament. Front of the New Testament. I thought Matthew was the beginning of the New Testament.
Yes, but that's the 4 Gospels, after the 4 Gospels.
All right, hold on. Luke.
Those are still the Gospels.
John. Acts.
Yeah, keep going.
Go read Acts, by the by.
The Acts.
Romans.
Yeah, Romans 2.
Romans 2?
Keep going. No, keep going. I'm saying as well.
Corinthians. That whole Ephesians.
Keep going.
Galatians. Colossians. Here we go. Timothy.
Keep going. That's Thessalonians.
Oh, Thessalonians. Timothy.
2 Timothy.
Where?
2 Timothy 1:7.
1:7.
Chapter 1, verse 7. It might sound different because I think yours is
Okay.
new translation.
It is new translation, so I apologize. Yeah, this is new international version. But I want everybody, before we leave, I just wanna read this verse to you and leave you with this, so that you guys can kind of have an idea of what's been going on in my life and what I think everybody needs to hear here, whether it's sports or, you know, job or whatnot. But I just want to read from 6 to 10. For this reason, I remind you to fan into flames the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For God did not give us a spirit of timidity. Wow, this is not right. Yeah, yeah. But a spirit of power, of love, and of self-discipline. This is not right. I don't like this. I don't like this one.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
How the words.
That's it. I'm looking at. I hate that. I hate that. They just make up a completely different meaning.
I have these little things on the side of mine anyway.
Yes, please. 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 Yes, please. Thank you.
That's 2 Timothy or 1 Timothy?
For the first.
Oh, my bad.
The first. Please stick with me for 1 second.
My bad. Yes.
There we go. All right. Here. I will let you do it so I don't break stuff. Here. Wherever I put thee in remembrance, that thou stir up the gift of God, which is in thee by the putting on of my hands. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and of a sound mind. Be not thou therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord, nor of me, his prisoner, but be thou partaker of the afflictions of the gospel according to the power of God, who hath saved us and called us with an holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose and grace, which was given to us in Christ Jesus before the world began.
Amen.
You are not given a spirit of fear, of anguish, of detriment, of unholiness. You are given a spirit of sound mind, body, power, and love, with faith and hope holding you together. These are not silly words. This is the truth. The truth is that your positivity on an earthly level, your positivity breeds more positivity. You weren't given a spirit of fear, of shame, of guilt, of sadness. You were given a spirit of power and love and a sound mind. You weren't given a follower's mentality. You were given a leader's mentality. You weren't told, come here, I command you to do these things. You were told, by your own will and your own passion, look up the truth and follow the word. That's all is even close to asked of you. Your yoke is light. And your burden is light. He gave you those things. So go through, no matter what you do in life, no matter what sports you watch or all these things, be positive about the positive things that you see. Don't be negative for the sake of negativity just because it's the trendy thing to do. Go look for the facts. Go look for the truth. Go look for all the answers in every single part of what you do. And whatever you do, no matter what it is, and no matter what you consume as entertainment, always believe in the truth, the gospel, and the way. Because when you look at things, it's not black and white. There's so much to this world and so much to what we do. What I do here is for fun and a passion of mine because I love the game. But this game is so many levels. And we can look at the positives and we can create positive energy because we know that that's the truth. Anyway, that's what I wanted to leave with you guys at the end here. God bless. Take care. Video coming out, hopefully today. Some shorts I'm going to be working on and some things that just are kind of touching my heart and kind of being put together. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. I hope that you guys come through back on the next stream that we have. Make sure you guys go into the link in the description of this video and go join the PSF app where we go hang out and talk Falcons football. And make sure you join our Discord, which is open for any of you guys that want to come through. Please make sure you check that out because we show you all the All-22 tape whenever we're working on stuffs. So rise up, stay grounded, and I will talk to you guys again real soon. Peace, hair grease.